All right, let's talk about assignment number 2. There are 2 parts. Part 1 is to begin drafting your narrative essay. If you look in the module, you'll see that a pretty good amount of explanation and directions for the narrative essay, as well as a sample. So you should have no problem understanding what you're going to have to do. And overall, the narrative essay is going to be 900 words. This week, though, you only have to submit 300 words minimum, so a start. Really, this week is about planning. And it does take a thread from last week because I am asking you in part 2 to answer some questions and kind of plan ahead, show some pre-planning when it comes to your narrative essay, but connecting it back to Stanton's TED Talk and Frederick Douglass's autobiography. So number 1, part 1, give me 300 words. I would recommend not trying to do the introduction to your narrative essay. Do more of a body paragraph where you try some description, some dialogue, slowing yourself down so that you're telling a story. But it's up to you. You just need to have 300 words so I can give you some feedback, some preliminary feedback. Number 1, for part 2, what is one strategy either Douglass or Stanton uses at the beginning of their story to draw the audience in? So you can talk about either one, and then how might you try a similar strategy to open your own narrative essay? So pretty self-explanatory, but connects back. So it's making you think about the narrative, think about Frederick Douglass's excerpt and Andrew Stanton's TED Talk as model texts, as mentor texts. So you can kind of take an idea from them, and then could you utilize it in your own narrative essay? Number 2, in both the talk and the narrative, the authors slow down at certain points to describe key scenes or moments in detail. Think about the story you want to tell. What moment or scene from your experience might you slow down and show in detail for your reader? How will you do this? Maybe you did do this already for part 1. You have 300 words or a start that you turned in, so you could comment on that. Or maybe you haven't, and maybe you're giving some background material at the start, haven't really moved into the story portion yet, so you can kind of think ahead and give me an idea of how you plan to do that, because you definitely want to have that in your narrative essay. Number 3, both Douglass and Stanton lead the audience through a clear change or realization in their story. As you plan your essay, what is the turning point or realization you want your audience to experience? How will you help the reader see it? So unless you write the whole thing, which if you want to write a full draft, go ahead, submit it, but you only have to do 300 words, so about a third of it, right, out of the 900. Be planning, no matter what you pick, there has to be this moment of change or realization. So if you haven't already, added that to your draft when you did part 1, you should be thinking about what that's going to be, how I'm going to articulate that and portray that to the reader, to my audience. And then number 4, both authors leave the audience with a lesson or larger idea to reflect on. So that would be like your conclusion. What do you hope your audience will take away from your story? Answer that. You should know, if you did the 300 words already, you have an idea, a clear idea of what you're going to write about. What did you learn from it? What do you think you want the audience to take away from it? How might you make that clear in your conclusion? So all I'm doing this week is drawing a thread from week 1, taking those texts, the Frederick Douglass excerpt and the Andrew Stanton TED Talk, and then having you think critically about them as a mentor text for your own narrative essay that you're just going to start drafting, but also by answering questions 1 to 4, be articulating and formulating a plan of attack for how you're going to finish it. And that way everyone's on track, right? Everyone understands what the assignment is really asking you to do, and that way everyone is successful. So good week 1 in the books, and make sure you raise your hand and send me an email if you have any questions about week 2.